if when Satan, for whom is defined as the angel who in Jewish belief is commanded by God to tempt humans to sin or to accuse the sinners and to carry out God's punishment, as well as the rebellious angel who in Christian belief is the adversary of God and the Lord of evil, tried to disassociate me from humanity, then did I not disassociate Satan's hierarchy, a celestial hierarchy, from humanity? Right? Now, this is celestial hierarchy is defined as a traditional hierarchy, right? Hierarchy is defined as a division of angels, right? In the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida, right? So if I had to defeat Satan's God, right, then Satan's hierarchy here on earth would be the traditional hierarchy of angels, ranked from the lowest to the highest in the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida on August 12, 2008 at 10:40 in the morning. That's why I charge Satan's God as unindicted, because I saw Satan in the flesh, just like the high priest Caiaphas saw Jesus of Nazareth of Galilee in the flesh, just like those for whom was in the United States of America before I came to was born in the United States of America, saw Dr. Martin Luther King and Minister Malcolm X and Mr. Fred Hampton and I saw Mr. Huey P. Newton, but, I'm saying those are like Mr. Medgar Evers, those who hate stole from us, right? Like they molded the world and the world then lost its form. And so I had to come through the court system as a righteous man to then put the world back on a righteous path, right? So now I would have to go through the traditional hierarchy to establish my religion in accordance with the rules that establish religion in my home state, which is, so I would have to be in accordance with the Florida Constitution, Section 3, that said it is entitled religious freedom. So I would have to be entitled with this, there shall be no law respecting the establishment of religion. So see, I'm not asking you to respect my religion, which is me, but I'm asking you to respect my rights to be a religion. See, my way of life is what I was teaching to my children as a way that they should live their lives. So see, once you came into my home, you came into my classroom. So once you entered into my classroom, you became part of my curriculum. You became part of my lesson plan. So now this is why I'm hurt by my friends, but I understand their fears. See, like I'm saying to my wife, I understand your fears, but if I do not establish my religion while I'm living, how would my religion become established? So now, my religion is not something I practice. My religion is the way that I live. See, so you practice religion, but when it comes time to show your religious traits, they then become those of the high priest Caiaphas, because you practice, but you do not live how you practice. So that's like a person going to practice, but when the game come, they don't know how to run the play. So what did you do when you was practicing? When the game come, you don't run the play like you practiced it. because you don't live the way you practice. See? And so your results is that of a person that never practiced, because you do not live the way you tell other people to live. See, that's what I was trying to tell my grandmama when she used to say, do as I say, not as I do. And I'm like, well, if you telling me to do something that you can't do, then why you telling me to do something you can't do? Now, when I then create my path in life, now those who live for a spiritual destination now don't want to look at my physical path. See, because now they say that they can't walk my path, so I'm strange for then trailblazing a trail that they told me I could do, because they say do as I say, not as I do. So I'm saying, well, I see you off my path, but now you telling me to get off my path, and now I'm realizing why you wasn't on the path, because somebody made you get off of it out of fear of the destination. See, so somebody made you fear for losing your life that you gave them your life. See, and then they wanted me to give them my life. And I'm saying, no, man, I'm self-made by my own effort. You see what I'm saying? So now, I'm now saying that there shall be no law respecting the establishment of religion, or prohibiting or penalizing the free exercise thereof. So now I'm saying you are prohibiting me from living my way of life, which is my religion. Then you are penalizing me. You have taken 15 years of my life because you're trying to protect your way of life. So in 2008, the United States of America bailed out its institutions with poor people's tax dollars. See? And now they don't want to see themselves as corporate welfare. I'm saying, well, hey, man, you all had something you lost. Poor people, you took our personhood and you gave us poverty in replace. See, you wouldn't let us become successful when our ancestors was knowledgeable. See, what you did is you stole our knowledge, then you gave it to other people, and now we're suffering to try to work for you. But what I'm telling poor people, why do you have to work for a wealthy man to try to be rich? Why not come and have a plan for poor people, and let's work the plan of prosperity until we are all prosperous? See, that's the Dr. Martin Luther King dream. He said when white boys and black girls and black boys and white girls would all sit down at the table of brother. See, he wasn't saying that we all come up individually. He's saying that we all sit down collectively and say, hey, man, we got to share this world together. So why do one has to be over the other? But if it's going to be a hierarchy and we're going to go from lowest to highest, then you got to come into the civil and criminal courthouses in Seminole and Orange counties in the state of Florida before you say what level I'm on. Because I am not the lowest among us, not in court. In court, I am the supreme judge. See, but out here, because you are in mass through ignorance, I am now caught up in a mass of ignorance. So see, now I am saying I'm establishing myself with my religious freedoms as an institution, but I'm saying I am not a church, I am not a sect, and I am not a religious denomination. See, I'm a person, I'm a human being. And just like Jesus of Nazareth of Galilee was a human being, and you all turn him into a sacrificial lamb, I turned my truth into that sacrifice. See, I did not sacrifice a child of God. I delivered my truth to save God's children from being sacrificed. See, but the poor among us see money as a route to success. So they took the root and left us in poverty. See, that's why I've already cried for those who left us. I've already cried because I couldn't believe that they did it. But see, a person who has never had nothing will see only through the bridge of their nose, because they have never created anything that they love more than they love themselves. See, but me, I was the last person that I cared about, but I cared about myself. But see, I didn't want to let my grandmother down. I didn't want to disappoint my wife. I didn't want to disappoint my children. So I had a reason to go through this persecution. And then when I really saw the purpose of my life, when it all came and I said I was going to save my people. See, at first I was thinking in a worldly event, but now I see that you first have to save the closest people to you before the story of your salvation could save anybody else. See, if you do not do, then how can what you didn't do inspire somebody? See, if it's too tough for me, then my son has to be tougher than I, right? So at least, even if this situation killed me, I want my daughter and my son to see that the situation didn't kill me. The creator of the situation killed me. That's why I'm charging the creator of the situation with attempted murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and murder of those who they had did this to before and they got away with it. So let's break it down, right? So if Satan has a God, according to the definition of Satan, and Satan, once he is defeated, become rebellious, right? Now, check this. Now, if Satan, in the first definition, is an angel who in Jewish belief is commanded by God to tempt humans to sin, to accuse the sinners, and to carry out God's punishment, well, when does that Satan become a rebellious angel? Is when he or it or they become rebellious only when they choose not to tempt you to sin? Think about it. So if Satan's God, see, look, the angel who in Jewish belief is commanded by God, that's commanded. Look, commanded to direct authoritatively. Let's look at authoritatively. Having, marked by, or proceeding from authority. Now, authority. Power to influence or command thought, opinion, or behavior. So now, if Satan's God commanded him, right, or it, or they, to tempt, let's break down tempt, to entice. Now that's the word, entice. To attract artfully, like, so let's artfully. Perform with or showing art or skill. That's the preachers. See, all that's a performance. You understand? So now, that's artful, right? Now, so they enticing you. See, that's why my preacher can preach. But what's that? Is he leading? Is she leading? She's telling you, or he's telling you about leadership. See, I am telling you about leadership too, but I'm telling you about my leadership. See, I'm saying when it was dark in my life, I became the light because I was born light. So how can born light become dark? If you are light, then all the fuel is going to do is make you brighter. You see, I was a young light, a small light, and then I grew to a mature light. And now I'm a light that is so bright that it's impossible to dim because you too dark. See, how can the darkness darken light when it's dark? It's no light in it. So if there is no light, how can it darken something that's light? See, so now you are caught up, right, in your arousing hope or desires for what? See, this is what I'm saying. If you do not produce yourself into something that you would be proud to say that you are, then how can Jesus or Jesus' Father tell you, for whom is a broken image of yourself, that a job well done, when you refuse to do the work? You not making yourself a better person. You letting somebody tell you you're not the person you know you are. See, that's why I'm showing my kids, hey man, a person can speak into existence whatever they want, but don't let them speak you into their existence. See, don't let no one make you part of their scheme. It's nothing wrong with being part of a plan. See, but a scheme, see, that's what you don't want to be a part of. See, because a scheme is a scam. You see what I'm saying? See, it's a plan or a program of action, especially a crafty or secret one. See, crafty, skillful, clever, adapt in the use of subtlety and cunning. See, that's subtlety. Remember Genesis 3, the beast was the most subtle that the Lord had made. See, so subtlety is bestiality. That's like doing something cunning. See, you don't want nobody to know you doing it. See, me, I'm explaining to you what I did. So why would I then want it to be a secret if I'm explaining it? Because I'm explaining it because I am enlightenment. See, so enlightenment does not need darkness only to show that it's light, because you cannot have light without the dark. See, you can have darkness without light, but you cannot have light without darkness, because people who have been deceived have now become the light in the darkness. You understand? See, the person who lied to them is now stuck in the shadow of their understanding. See, their understanding is not whole. It's not complete. It's a shadow of itself because it's not true. You see what I'm saying? They make it true. See, the person who believe a lie give life to it. See what I'm saying? Because they believe the person that lied to them, and they don't believe that that person would lie. See, so that's how my kids are, and my wife, they know I don't lie to them. Because what I'm saying is, if we a family that's built on lies, then we gonna need to pray. See, because we lying to each other. So it's no God in the midst of this relationship when it's built on deception and deceit. So see, that's why my wife can go back to when she was my girlfriend and see that my conversation never changed when she became my wife. It was the same thing. It was just that when I was talking to her as my girlfriend, I was telling her I was gonna get a Corvette. When she became my wife, we rode in the Corvette that I told her about. And then when we rode in the Corvette that I told her about, Bill Hurd Chevrolet stole the Corvette that we rode in. And then I had won General Motors for stealing my Corvette. And she heard the first conversation we had, I told her I was going to get that Corvette. But that Corvette that I got made her a queen. It made her the queen of Folk Houses Incorporated. See, she was the vice president of Folk Houses Incorporated until they stole the conversation that I told her. See, that's what y'all not understanding. They stole the conversation that was the basis for my wife and our relationship. That's what I told her when we first talked. Like the first time I told her I was gonna get a Corvette, this what I'm gonna do. See, I gave her the play. See, it wasn't a scheme, it was a plan. See? And so now I can talk to her about the plan. See, I'm saying, see, a drawing or diagram drawn on a plane. The plane is her mind. See, I use her mind to draw my future. And I asked her, did she want to be a part of it? See, so now when she think back, she realized that I've been narrating our lives. From the time she entered into my life, I brought her up to speed on what I was doing. See, I'm saying, well, I'm doing all this because I'm trying to get this car right here. See what I'm saying? And so now she been with me. Now she see the car, but now I'm saying, well, hey, look, now I could have bought the car first, and we could have been living in an apartment, or we could have been staying with my grandmama, and I'd have had the car, but she wouldn't have known that that's my house. You would think I was staying with my grandmama, but my grandmama was actually staying with me. See, but you see, because my Aunt Felder gave me the house. Well, because who got the house? So that I had to let you know. But now, what everybody else saying, that's what they saying. But what the truth is, I know, my grandmama knew, and my Aunt Felder knew, my mama knew, my Uncle Don them knew, everybody knew. Because see, black people didn't have to have no will. They tell you, hey, this is for this is how that go, and that was it. But see, now we live in a drug, so people now, that's why they put us on drugs. So then they call this community property. See, but before before all of the sisters died, they gave the house over. See, before everybody died who knew what was going on, that's how my grandmama got the house, right? But then I told my grandmama, I say, now, before you pass, if you don't give me this house, I don't want nothing to do with it, because these people don't know. So that's why my grandmama put my name on the deed. So my name on the deed, but it wasn't on the mortgage. So they gave my elderly grandmother a mortgage without putting me on the mortgage. See, because they was trying to steal the house and try to say it's community property. But I'm saying, nah, man, it ain't community property. But even if it is, I still got 50% of it. It's my name on the deed, nobody else's name but my grandmother. Now, see, now what these fools in my family trying to do is sue me for this, because that's what I ain't gonna say the white man, but the person, the Satan who's trying to get out of his crime is turning the ignorance in my family against me. So they was trying to see, and I'm telling them, I'm saying, man, I see you, brother. See, everything you doing is gonna be shown in the plan that I had against Satan. So see, you can wiggle, you can do whatever you want, but who is the thief? See, now let me see if that. Okay, now hold on, like, who is this now? Now, do you not see why I repented making the lawsuit when my family is trying to take my property from my kids? See, but now the only property that they so-called went after was my grandmama's so-called house, but they don't know, hey man, my grandmama gave me the house. See, once she put my name on it, that was it. That it wasn't no longer L's property. Why she didn't put y'all name on it? Why she ain't put everybody's name on it? Because she knew. But it's okay. But this is what I'm saying to my children. This is why I'm glad that my Uncle Irvin told me, God bless the child that has his own, because now I'm blessing my children. See what I'm saying? See, my children don't have to go through that foolishness with my brother and my family, because they ain't got nothing. They never had nothing. They was never going to have nothing. So they trying to steal a little bit that was given to me. But see, what the elders in our family did is they gave all of the first male children a house. See, that's what my aunt felt. And if you look at it, that's how my cousin Artie had a house. My cousin Arnell had his grandmama house. And then I, for who was the first of my mother's children, got my Aunt Felder house. See, but you know, when people have problems and they need resources, what is a family heirloom to a person that don't see the family as their responsibility? See, with that house came a responsibility, and my Aunt Felder set me down when I was 6 years old and told me what my responsibility was. See, that's why these people who don't know act like they don't know, because they don't know. See, but when, like they say, too much is gained, much is required. Well, see, my Aunt Felder was a godly lady. Like, that's how she lived her life, right? And so she really was serious about it. It wasn't no game. So that's why I loved her, but I ain't want to stay with her because I ain't like church. And so she knew it. But she was like my mother. And that's why I guess her and my mother was real close, because they was the same. But she didn't like my daddy. So that's why she didn't give it to my mother. She gave it to my grandmother, who had me. So say if my mother would have been with somebody that like me, then my Aunt Felder would have gave my mother the house, and then my mother would have known to give it to me. But because my Aunt Felder didn't want my daddy having nothing to do with the house, then it went to my grandmother, and my grandmother knew to give it to me, and that's what she did. See what I'm saying? But like I say, I'm fighting for my children's inheritance, but I'm also doing what my Aunt Felder told me to do, is protect what she left for me. See, that means more to me than a house. See, because that's when I learned that I'm part of her legacy. And see, that's why she living now. See, everybody know who my Aunt Felder is. See, because they know who gave me that house. See, so I did what she told me to do, but look at her family. See, they now a bunch of backbiters. See, they are Christians. See, they not religious like she were. They Christians. See what I'm saying? And they are wicked men and women. See, because they'll take from their relatives for money. See, they didn't come help me, and I would have gave them all the money that they desire. But they Christians. See, they don't come to save. They come to get. See, that's why they are crucifiers of Jesus of Nazareth of Galilee, and they are creators of Jesus Christ. See, that is an idol. That is not a person. See, Jesus is a person who they have turned into an idol. See what I'm saying? Dr. Martin Luther King is a human being. He's a person that they have turned into a holiday. See, Minister Malcolm X is a person, is a religion, is a tradition that they just turn into a street. See, they named the street after him. But could you imagine if he had lived as long as that street is, right? If he had lived to be 80, imagine how long his street would be. But when you killed him at 39 at the beginning of his power, then you just left him and now he's just a street with a bunch of performers on it, right? So now the person who gave the street, look at the street performers that's performing lewd and lascivious acts on his name, right? So now, where are you who love him? Why don't you cherish his name? Where are you who love Dr. Martin Luther King? Why don't you cherish his name? See, don't do lewd and lascivious acts on the street named after them. Do business on the street named after them, so there where it wouldn't be no lewd and lascivious acts on a righteous man's name.